You might not believe it at first, but the biggest reason seniors lose muscle after 60 isn't just age, it's what they're not eating before bed. And the truth is, most people don't even realize it's happening. You step on the scale, and the number looks the same. But quietly, underneath, the muscle in your legs, arms, and back is shrinking, slowly, day by day. In fact, a 2024 survey from the National Institute on Aging found that over 68% of adults over 60 are losing muscle not because they're inactive, but because their bodies aren't getting what they need at night the very time when muscles should be repairing. That silent loss has real consequences. Loss of strength, trouble getting up from a chair, losing balance, feeling weaker with tasks you once handled easily, like lifting groceries or climbing stairs. And here's the scariest part. Just 1% of muscle loss per year after 60 can lead to up to a 30% decline in mobility by your 72nd. But the good news? It doesn't have to be this way. There are specific foods, natural, affordable, and backed by real science that can actually help rebuild muscle overnight while you sleep, and many of them are already sitting in your kitchen. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 8 of the most powerful bedtime foods for preserving strength and independence. These aren't powders or pills. They're real proven nutrients your body understands. So if you've noticed your legs getting thinner or your energy slipping, stay with me. You're not alone, and it's not too late. If you're new here and this message speaks to you, feel free to subscribe to Golden Health. We're here to walk this journey with you one step, one small habit at a time. So, what's the first food on our list to stop muscle loss while you sleep? Greek yogurt. It sounds simple, maybe even too simple. But when used the right way, this creamy, familiar food can become a powerful tool for rebuilding muscle and protecting your strength as you age. What makes Greek yogurt so special is the unique blend of 2 types of protein it contains, whey and casein. Whey protein is fast-acting. It floods your bloodstream with amino acids quickly. That's helpful when your body needs immediate repair. Casein, on the other hand, is slow digesting. It creates a steady, time-released stream of nutrients that feeds your muscles for hours while you sleep. That's exactly what older adults need. You see, after the age of 60, your body becomes more resistant to muscle repair. This is called anabolic resistance, and it means your muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. But research shows that combining fast and slow-digesting proteins, just like in Greek yogurt, can overcome that resistance. In fact, a 2020 study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who consumed 35 grams of dairy protein before bed from sources rich in casein like Greek yogurt experienced a 29% increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis and a 22% drop in muscle breakdown markers the next morning. That's not just theory. That's real change in real bodies. And Greek yogurt brings even more to the table. It's packed with calcium, which is essential for muscle contraction and preventing nighttime cramps. It also contains probiotics-friendly bacteria that support gut health and help with nutrient absorption. That's especially important for seniors, who often deal with reduced digestive efficiency. I think of one of my patients, Linda, 72, who came to me complaining about weak legs and poor balance. We made a small change. Every night, 1 hour before bed, she ate 3/4 of a cup of full-fat plain Greek yogurt. No sugar, no fruit, just a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within 4 weeks, she told me, I can actually stand up from the couch without pushing with both hands. That's the power of giving your body what it needs at the right time. If you're going to try this yourself, here's what I recommend. Stick to full-fat plain Greek yogurt. Avoid the flavored versions. They're often loaded with sugar, which can spike insulin and interfere with nighttime repair. And if cold yogurt upsets your stomach, let it sit at room temperature for 10 minutes before eating. It's a simple habit, but the payoff could be stronger legs, better balance, and more confidence every morning. And that's just the beginning, because the next food we're covering, it's one many seniors avoid entirely. But when prepared the right way, it can fuel your muscles like almost nothing else. Let's take a closer look. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Potatoes? Aren't those bad for blood sugar? That's a fair question, and it's one I hear often from my patients. For years, white potatoes have been lumped in with unhealthy carbs. But here's what most people don't realize. When prepared the right way, white potatoes can actually help protect and rebuild your muscles overnight. Let's break it down. Your muscles don't just need protein, they need energy reserves to stay strong and resist breakdown. That energy is stored as glycogen inside your muscle tissue. And what do white potatoes provide in abundance? Complex carbohydrates that replenish glycogen efficiently. When your body runs low on glycogen, especially during sleep, it starts to break down muscle protein for energy. That's the very process we're trying to avoid. A 2023 study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that seniors who ate a high potassium, glycogen-replenishing meal before bed had 31% fewer nighttime leg cramps and reported a 21% improvement in morning leg strength. But that's not all. White potatoes are one of the richest sources of potassium, even more than bananas. Potassium plays a crucial role in muscle contraction, nerve function, and preventing nighttime cramps, especially in older adults. Even more impressive is something called resistant starch. When you boil a potato and let it cool, the starch inside transforms into a form your body can't digest, but your gut bacteria can. This resistant starch feeds your microbiome, which in turn helps reduce systemic inflammation and improves how your body processes amino acids from food. That's right, a cooled potato can help you absorb protein more effectively. That's not just useful, that's powerful. To use this to your advantage, boil one medium white potato, let it cool in the fridge for several hours, and eat it cold or gently reheated with a drizzle of olive oil and herbs like rosemary or thyme. Avoid butter, sour cream, or cheese, which can increase inflammation and disrupt your hormonal repair cycles at night. I had one patient, Ray, he's 75, who suffered from recurring nighttime cramps that kept him up for years. We made one change. 3 nights a week, he added half a cooled boiled potato before bed, with a touch of olive oil. 2 weeks in, the cramps were gone. It felt like my legs stopped screaming at night, he told me. Sometimes, the foods we fear are actually the ones we need when we understand how to use them wisely. And now, we move to something much smaller than a potato, but with even bigger benefits for overnight muscle recovery. From the humble potato, we now turn to something even smaller: pumpkin seeds. They may look insignificant, but don't let their size fool you. These little seeds are a concentrated powerhouse for nighttime muscle repair, especially for seniors. So, why do pumpkin seeds matter so much? It starts with magnesium. This mineral is essential for more than 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including one that directly impacts muscle: protein synthesis. That's the process your body uses to rebuild and maintain muscle tissue while you sleep. Unfortunately, up to 68% of adults over 60 are magnesium deficient, according to a 2020 report from the National Institutes of Health. And the symptoms? Nighttime cramps, weakness, slow muscle healing. Sound familiar? But pumpkin seeds don't just supply magnesium. They're also rich in tryptophan, an amino acid your body uses to make serotonin and then melatonin, 2 key hormones that regulate sleep. And as you know, deeper sleep equals better muscle recovery. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that adults who consumed just 5 grams of tryptophan-rich foods like pumpkin seeds before bed had a 19% increase in deep sleep cycles and a 17% improvement in overnight muscle recovery markers. That's a huge win for something so simple. These seeds also provide a modest dose of zinc, which supports testosterone production, and yes, that includes women. Testosterone plays a quiet but crucial role in preserving lean muscle mass, especially after menopause. I remember Elaine, a 6'8" who told me she never slept through the night and felt sore for no reason every morning. We didn't put her on supplements. We added 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to her evening routine. No salt, no roasting, just seeds chewed slowly with warm water. Within 2 weeks, her sleep deepened, and the morning soreness faded. If you want to try this yourself, here's the key. Eat them raw, not roasted. Heat can destroy some of the beneficial enzymes and minerals. Avoid combining them with fruit or sugary snacks. Sugar can interfere with mineral absorption. Just chew them well and follow with a cup of warm water or herbal tea, like chamomile, to aid digestion. Sometimes, it's not about doing more. It's about doing one small thing consistently and correctly. And now, we're moving to another protein-rich food. It's soft, unassuming, and often sitting quietly at the back of your fridge. But for your muscles, it works all night long. After pumpkin seeds, there's another bedtime food that works quietly, but powerfully. It doesn't have fancy packaging. It doesn't cost a fortune. But when it comes to repairing muscle overnight, it might be one of the most underrated tools in your kitchen. I'm talking about cottage cheese. Now, I know it's not everyone's favorite texture. Some folks turn their nose up at it. But for your muscles, especially as you age, cottage cheese is like a slow drip of healing fuel that lasts all night long. Why? Because it's loaded with something called casein protein. Unlike whey, which acts fast, casein digests slowly, providing your body with a steady stream of amino acids for up to 7 hours after eating. That's crucial because muscle breakdown naturally increases at night, especially in seniors. In fact, a 2019 study from Maastricht University found that older adults who consumed 30 grams of casein before bed had a 22% higher rate of muscle protein synthesis during the night, compared to those who didn't eat anything. And here's the kicker. This improvement happened without any exercise. That means even if you're not able to walk far or lift weights, your muscles can still rebuild if you feed them properly. Cottage cheese also contains leucine, an amino acid that acts like a switch. It tells your muscles, hey, it's time to grow. Without enough leucine, your body might have plenty of protein, but no way to use it effectively. I had a patient named Walter, 74. He wasn't sleeping well, and his arms were getting smaller even though he stayed active. I recommended half a cup of full-fat cottage cheese before bed. Nothing fancy sometimes with a few blueberries or a sprinkle of cinnamon, but no added sugar. Within a month, his grip strength improved, and he said, I don't feel like I'm shrinking anymore. If you're trying this, keep it simple. Choose full-fat cottage cheese. The fat helps slow digestion even more. Eat it about an hour before bed. And avoid sweetened versions. Sugar at night can interfere with hormone balance and blunt the benefits. Is it a glamorous food? Not at all. But it's effective. It works while you sleep, without effort, without noise, without attention. Just slow, steady support, exactly what your body needs at this stage of life. And speaking of quiet strength, our next food comes from the plant kingdom. It's gentle on the stomach, full of fiber, and packed with a rare amino acid that's often missing in senior diets. Let's take a look at lentils. Now, after the creamy richness of cottage cheese, let's switch gears to something earthy, simple, and surprisingly powerful: lentils. These tiny legumes have been a staple in many traditional diets for centuries, but most seniors in the West don't realize just how important lentils can be for protecting muscle and restoring strength, especially overnight. Unlike many plant-based proteins, lentils contain a rarely appreciated amino acid called lysine. Lysine plays a direct role in collagen production, which helps repair not only muscle fibers, but also tendons and connective tissue. That's especially critical as we age, when these structures weaken and recovery slows down. A 2021 clinical trial in the European Journal of Nutrition looked at seniors who added 50 grams of cooked lentils daily. Over 8 weeks, they showed a 26% increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to those who ate the same calories from bread. That's not a small improvement. It's the kind of shift that helps keep you steady, mobile, and independent. But that's just the beginning. Lentils are also rich in folate, a B vitamin that supports red blood cell production. Without enough red blood cells, your muscles don't get the oxygen they need at night to repair microscopic damage from daily movement, even simple walking or lifting a bag of groceries. Lentils also provide iron and zinc, both crucial for cellular healing and immune health. And unlike meat, they come with anti-inflammatory compounds, which help calm the chronic low-grade inflammation that often sabotages muscle recovery in older adults. One more bonus? Lentils feed the good bacteria in your gut, which improves digestion and nutrient absorption, both of which tend to decline after 60. Let me share a quick story. Joanne, a 70-year-old retired teacher, told me she was doing everything right, eating protein, walking daily, but still felt weak in the mornings. We swapped out her late-night toast for a small bowl of warm lentil soup, spiced with turmeric, cumin, and a little lemon juice. Within weeks, she felt stronger. Her morning fatigue eased. Her knees even stopped clicking when she stood up. If you want to try this, cook your lentils soft. Use a pressure cooker, or soak them beforehand. Add warming spices, but avoid pairing them with rice at night. Too many carbs can interfere with melatonin and growth hormone, both essential for overnight repair. It's not flashy, but like many things in healing, simple and steady wins. And next we revisit one of the most misunderstood proteins of all time. For years it was feared for its cholesterol. But science now shows this food might just be the most complete muscle-preserving ally for seniors. Let's talk about eggs. From the quiet power of lentils, we now turn to something familiar but often misunderstood. Eggs. For decades, eggs were criticized, especially by people trying to protect their heart. The fear was always about cholesterol. But recent science has set the record straight for most seniors. Eggs are not the enemy. In fact, they might be one of the most complete tools for protecting muscle. Here's why. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids. That means they provide everything your muscles need to repair and grow, but that your body can't produce on its own. This is what we call a complete protein, and it's rare in whole foods. But there's more. A 2021 study from Japan found that older adults who consumed eggs before bed had significantly better nitrogen retention overnight. Why does that matter? Because nitrogen balance is a key marker of muscle breakdown. When your body holds on to more nitrogen, it means you're keeping more muscle instead of losing it in your sleep. And this effect was especially noticeable in people over 65. Eggs are also rich in vitamin D, choline, selenium, and small but important amounts of omega-3 fatty acids, especially when you buy pasture-raised varieties. These nutrients support not just muscles, but also nerve function, balance, and coordination, things that quietly decline as we get older. I remember Carl, age 76, who came in frustrated. He had started losing confidence in his step, especially getting out of bed in the morning. He ate light at night, thinking it was healthier. We made one change: 2 soft-boiled eggs, 90 minutes before bed. No bread, no butter, just the eggs, with a sprinkle of turmeric and black pepper to reduce inflammation. 3 weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I don't feel shaky in the morning anymore." Now, if you want to give this a try, keep it simple. Avoid frying. High heat damages some of the delicate proteins in the egg. Stick to soft-boiled, poached, or gently scrambled. And avoid pairing them with white toast, jam, or anything that spikes insulin. High insulin at night suppresses growth hormone, which your body needs to rebuild and repair while you sleep. If you're able to find pasture-raised eggs, they're worth it. They contain higher levels of omega-3 second and antioxidants, which support your joints and reduce silent inflammation. Sometimes, the answer isn't exotic or new. Sometimes, it's been sitting in your fridge all along. Up next, we move to a small, fuzzy fruit that does far more than satisfy your sweet tooth. In fact, it might just unlock the full power of your protein intake and give you better sleep in the process. Let's look at kiwi. After eggs, you might think we've covered the best of what your muscles need. But the truth is, even the highest quality protein can go to waste if your body can't absorb it. That's where kiwi comes in. This small green fruit might seem like just a refreshing snack, but for older adults, it's one of the most powerful allies for protein digestion and nighttime recovery. The secret lies in an enzyme called actinidin found naturally in kiwis. Actinidin helps break down protein in your digestive system, making it easier for your body to access and absorb the amino acids needed for muscle repair. And this isn't just a theory. A 2017 study from Massey University in New Zealand showed that seniors who ate 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed had a 35% increase in post-meal amino acid availability. That means their bodies were absorbing more nutrition from the same amount of food just by adding kiwi. And better absorption means better muscle maintenance. But kiwi offers even more. It's loaded with vitamin C, which acts as a powerful antioxidant. During the night, your muscles experience oxidative stress, a natural process that accelerates with age and leads to inflammation, soreness, and slower recovery. Vitamin C helps fight that process, protecting the muscle tissue and speeding up regeneration. Even better, kiwi has a direct effect on sleep quality. In a 2011 clinical trial, participants who ate kiwi before bed fell asleep 42% faster and slept 13% longer. And since most muscle rebuilding happens during deep sleep, that benefit alone can make a noticeable difference in strength and energy over time. I had a patient named Denise. She's 69. She was already eating healthy, walking daily, and still struggling with next-day fatigue. We added 2 medium kiwis before bed, skin and all. Why the skin? Because that fuzzy outer layer contains triple the fiber and flavonoids, which help lower blood sugar spikes and slow digestion, keeping nutrients available longer through the night. Within a month, she told me, I'm finally waking up without that heavy feeling in my legs. If you'd like to try this yourself, here's how. Eat 2 medium kiwis, ideally 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Wash them well, slice thin, and eat with the skin on. Don't add dairy milk products can reduce actinidin's enzyme activity, and skip the smoothie blending breaks down some of the fiber that slows sugar release. Keep it whole. Keep it simple. Sometimes, the best way to support your muscles is not to add more, but to unlock more of what you're already giving your body. And now, we come to the final food on our list, the one most people throw away, the one ancient cultures treasured, and the one that may just hold the key to rebuilding your muscle fibers from the inside out. Let's talk about bone broth. After something as bright and refreshing as kiwi, our final food might surprise you. It's warm, old-fashioned, and often overlooked, yet it may be the most powerful muscle-healing remedy of them all. I'm talking about bone broth. Not the kind that comes from bouillon cubes or salty canned soups. I mean real slow-simmered broth made from bones, cartilage, and connective tissue. The kind your grandmother may have made without knowing she was giving you one of the best tools for lifelong strength. What makes bone broth so special is its amino acid profile, especially glycine, proline, glutamine, and collagen peptides. These nutrients don't just feed your muscles, they help rebuild the scaffolding that holds your muscle fibers together, the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons. And when these support structures weaken, as they often do with age, you feel it. More soreness, more instability, slower recovery, less balance. But with the right nutrients, those tissues can regenerate even in your 72nd or 82nd. A 2022 randomized controlled trial published in Nutrients studied seniors with early sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. One group consumed 250 milliliter of homemade bone broth before bed for 12 weeks. The results were remarkable. They gained an average of 2.1 kilogram of lean muscle, showed a 35% increase in grip strength, and reported a 48% reduction in morning muscle soreness without any change in physical activity. That's not just nutrition. That's repair in action. The secret? Glycine, which naturally stimulates growth hormone release during deep sleep. Growth hormone is critical for tissue regeneration, yet it declines sharply after age 60. Bone broth helps reignite that process gently and naturally. I think of Frank, 78, who had tried everything: protein shakes, light weights, walking. His strength just wasn't coming back. We didn't add more effort. We added 1 cup of warm bone broth before bed, 5 nights a week. Within a month, he wasn't just moving easier, he was sleeping deeper, waking up with less stiffness, and feeling stronger on his feet. To make it work for you, here's how to do it right. Simmer beef, chicken, or turkey bones, with cartilage and joints if possible, for 12 to 24 hours in filtered water with a splash of vinegar and herbs like bay leaf or thyme. Don't add salt or onions. They can cause fluid retention or digestive upset at night. Drink 1 cup, warm not hot, about 30 minutes before bed. If you can't make it at home, choose organic, grass-fed, low-sodium bone broth from a reputable source. Avoid bouillon cubes or instant powders. Those are loaded with MSG and synthetic fillers that your body doesn't need. Bone broth isn't trendy, but it works. It doesn't just help you sleep better, it gives your muscles the raw materials they need to rebuild themselves from the inside out. And now that you've seen all 8 of these foods, you might be wondering, how do I actually start? What should I eat? And when? How do I make this part of my life without stress or confusion? Let's bring it all together in a simple, powerful nighttime routine. Now that we've walked through all 8 of these powerful bedtime foods, you might be asking yourself, which one do I start with? And the answer is, start small, but start tonight. You don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive powders. All it takes is one small step, done consistently, with care. That might mean a cup of Greek yogurt with cinnamon, or 2 soft-boiled eggs before bed. It could be a spoonful of lentil soup, or even 2 fresh kiwis with the skin on. For some, a cup of warm bone broth is enough to begin feeling stronger in the mornings. What matters is this: you're giving your body the right building blocks, at the right time, in a way your muscles can actually use. Because muscle loss isn't just about feeling weaker. It's about what it slowly steals. Your ability to carry groceries, to stand from a chair, to walk without fear of falling, to live independently and with dignity. But it doesn't have to go that way. Muscle can be preserved. It can even be rebuilt. And it doesn't take a miracle, just the right food, at the right time, done with intention. I want you to remember, your body still responds to care. It still listens when you give it what it needs, and it's never too late to start. If this video gave you something to think about, if even one of these foods sparked an idea or gave you hope, I want to thank you for staying with me all the way through. And if you haven't already, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to Golden Health. We share science-backed advice made just for seniors, so you can take simple, meaningful steps toward better health at your pace, in your own way. Leave a comment below too. What's the one food you're going to try this week? I read every one, and our team replies with tips and encouragement that might help more than you think. You deserve strength. You deserve confidence. And you deserve to wake up tomorrow morning feeling just a little bit steadier on your feet. That journey starts tonight.